Hiya, and welcome back to Tennis Ace, the game that teaches us that apparently I don't know how to change the title, of the stream. Yeah, apparently I don't know how to do that. Anyways, let's just hop right in. Nerd. Katsuragi-san, I've brought him like you asked. There's a new redeem.
I'm gonna be quiet. I'm not even gonna.
Hold up, let me just.
Please don't.
Even I am just going to do this. It's used. There you go.
I was freaked deer. No! I hate it.
Katsuragi-san, I've brought him like you asked. Ah, thank you very much, Harunobu-san.
Guys, I'm trying to take a nap in the corner.
Oh yeah, Star's here, by the way. We're doing another chord progression stream tonight. Yeah, thank you very much, Harunobu-kun. Shima-sensei sighs, leaving me standing awkwardly by the door while he walks to what I presume is his desk and picks up a pile of folders. Katsuragi-san, please don't refer to me by my first name in front of a student. Oh, hiya. 30 minutes late because of late. Because work. Okay. Okay. Katsuragi-san sensei smiles softly, looking at Shima-sensei from above her glasses. Don't be such a stranger, Harunobu-kun. Take it from someone with more experience. Teachers are people too. You don't need to be so stiff around your students. Please don't spoil them. Spoil us? She's going to spoil us? This man has clearly never seen Katsuragi-sensei teaching in class in his life. Michimiya-kun, don't glare at me like that. I'm not glaring. Regardless, I will leave you two now. I have some work I need to get to. Make sure you don't wind up not eating again. Yo, you wanna hear something awful?
What?
It's time to drink water.
Okay, so hiya.
It's time to
Okay,
drink water. It's time to drink water.
okay, so,
It's time
Katsuragi-sensei.
to drink water.
And I forgot to resize the screen! Ah!
Dumbass.
Clearly, I am not good at this. Anyways, Katsuragi-sensei, the character that's on screen,
Yeah.
she's a deer, and she has hands.
That's worse. I hate that. No! Did you see? I am over here. I am comfy. I have made a nest of blankets and pillows.
Oh yeah, feel free to grab like a stuffed animal up there.
And I'm taking a stuffed animal, and I'm going to lay down and have a nap while you do your main stream. Are we cool with that? Cool.
Yeah.
Good night.
Shima-sensei nods at her words, quickly walking past me and out the door. Wait, if he's going to do work outside of class time, isn't the faculty room the place to do that in? Katsuragi-sensei chuckles, pulling out a chair near her and gesturing to it. I take her invitation, deciding that standing around awkwardly the whole time isn't going to make this easier, whatever this talk is supposed to be about. I believe that was his way of giving us privacy. He must be under the impression that this is a conversation one of us wouldn't want others to know about. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a deer. What? Is it? You can breathe easy, Yuichi-kun. You are not in trouble, if that's what you're so tense about. Oh, that's better. Why did you have me called here so suddenly if there's nothing going on? I didn't say there was nothing going on. All I said is that you are not in trouble. Oh, huh. I'm not used to being called in here unless I'm in trouble, so I didn't even consider that possibility. To be completely honest, I actually called you over to discuss an opportunity that has presented itself to you. An opportunity? Yes. Now, before you come out saying you are not interested, I would rather you listen to me until I am finished. Okay. Truth be told, we have had a certain institution reach out to us recently. It seems they had attempted to get in touch with you before, but never got an answer before. They don't even know if you've seen the emails they sent to you. Emails? I don't remember anything about that. Though I do delete any email that seems like some kind of scouting offer, so maybe that's what she means. Sensei, if you're talking to me about a scouting offer, What did I just say about interrupting? Sorry. Don't piss her off. For the love of all that is holy, don't piss her off. I still remember this one time, back when she was still teaching, when I cracked a dumb joke instead of answering a question she asked me, and she gave me a withering stare. For a whole week, I flinched every time she looked my way. The institution in question is a renowned university in Vancouver, Canada. They have offered you a full-ride scholarship if you join their sports program. I waited for Mikado to give me the all-clear to talk to you about it, since he said you might not be ready for something like that. Coach? What does he have to do with that? Mikado-sensei has kept a close eye on you for the past few years. When the university first reached out to us, he said to give you more time, that you are not in the best state of mind to go to such a competitive environment, and that telling you about it without knowing if you'd ever be wouldn't be right. What? When? He's been watching me closely? He barely ever even shows up to practice half the time. And when he does show up, he always focuses on the other players and doesn't spend any time coaching me. I might relent and accept that he's a half-decent coach, but there's no way he's managed to keep an eye on me through all this. Is there? Either way, we are talking about an opportunity worth over 100 million yen. It would cover your room, access to training facilities, private coaches, classes at their campus, and a list of pre-approved programs, and they have top-of-the-line training facilities too, from what I've been told. This is a lot to take in. Yes, I can imagine that it would be. Here, we got this brochure for you. It has information on the school and should allow you to find out anything else you might want to know. I really appreciate the offer, but I don't plan on going to college. I intend on going pro as soon as I graduate from school. Yes, I know you might say that. However, I strongly recommend that you take the time to properly think this through. This kind of offer is absurdly generous. You might never get a chance like this again in your lifetime. But all that is totally moot if I don't have time to actually play. Oh, of course, along with the offer, they also offered flexibility with your schoolwork and schedule. Of course, there would be a bare minimum GPA you would need to maintain while you were there, but frankly, you would get by at our school. If you can get by at our school without any concessions, I struggle to believe you would fail there. Hang on, I'm gonna get a drink. I feel thick. Flexibility? Of course, they do want you there for your potential after all. It is in their best interest that you compete while attending. That way, their training program and coaches can take part of the credit for your future success. It is a very shrewd offer from a business point of view. So they want me to go pro just while studying there? Wouldn't that make me the same as Morisaki-san and Sasuke-san? Yes, Star is there. Going pro while studying. I'd had the idea mentioned to me a few times, but I never even considered it. As far as I know, a college curriculum is way stricter than high school. I didn't think it would be possible for me to juggle training, competitions, and schoolwork all at the same time. But if they're offering flexibility... No, don't let yourself be swayed that easily. This is what they want. I appreciate the offer, Sensei, but I'm not going to be dazzled by a bunch of high numbers and forget what I'm really striving for. Really? Because it seems to me that if you take their offer, you'll get everything you want and more. If you accept this offer, you wouldn't have to work part-time to keep up with your expenses living abroad. After all, you do know that there's no way you'd be able to get through the cost of living in America all on your own without working, right? Yeah, I know that. There's no way Mom would be able to pay for those kinds of costs alone. That would be unrealistic. Besides, I never planned on relying on her in the first place. Yeah, I was going to work part-time for a while, at least until I started getting enough in prize money that I wouldn't need to keep on doing that. So, okay, sure. Sensei has a point that this would probably make my life easier, but still. College lasts for, like, a while. I don't know if I can commit that many years to it. What if I outgrow their facilities too fast? Will I end up stuck with coaches that can't really help me? God, this is a lot to consider. Maybe I should ask Keisuke about it. He's the research and planning type. He might be able to help me make sense of this offer. I see. Could you just give me the details of the offer in written form so I can look over them later with a cool head? Of course. It's already encouraging enough that you're even going as far as to ask that. I might be hard-headed, but I'm not a moron. If you told me there's this good of an opportunity for me, I might as well look into it. Plus, Keisuke is really good with this sort of thing, so you might be able to tell me which would be a better choice for wait. That's right, I don't even know if Keisuke is still talking to me. Crap! Right. I was going to wait and see if he'd show up for lunch break today so I could talk to him then. I got distracted by all this and forgot. Yeah, so if you could give me that brochure or whatever it is, I'll be... Yes, just give me a second. The offer was sent to us by email, so I'll need to print it out first. Sure, take your time. Star. good?
Huh?
Someone asked you a question.
What? Sorry, I just half passed out.
Yeah, someone asked you a question.
Let me roll over here. Oh, Twitter? I haven't checked Twitter since yesterday. Well, earlier today when I posted that. I haven't been on it since. Why?
He's asking if you listen to the songs.
Haven't had time, my dude. I have been slammed with classwork. I will get to it at some point. And good night, I'm going back to sleep.
By which I mean, please hurry it up! You don't have to look at me like that. I have no intention of keeping you from enjoying your lunch. Right, my lunch. Someone takes her a full 5 minutes before she finally manages to print out the email with the offer. I'm not trying to make fun of her for her age or anything, but good lord! How can someone be that slow with the computer? She opened a search engine to search for her email provider instead of just typing down the link. It's just... I can't. Ah! Oh god! Finally! Half of lunch break was already over by the time I made it back to class. This is horrible, horrible timing for them to call me over for something like that. What kind of gods must I have pissed off for this to happen today of all days? Jesus, I become such a drama queen sometimes. I really need to cool it down. Hey there. Oh, Yuichi-san! What happened? Was everything okay? Yeah, I'm fine. She just wanted to ask about a scouting offer. Wow. They got tired of being left unread in your email and started reaching out to the school instead. Apparently. Really? They sent a teacher here to fetch you just because of that? They had to have known you wouldn't be interested, right? Katsuragi-sensei was very insistent that I listen. She didn't make it even a little bit subtle just how much she thought I should accept this offer. Of course she didn't. No matter how talented you are, no sane teacher is going to support such an intelligent student shirking higher education in favor of trying to make a living as a professional athlete. The odds of success are so astronomically low you might as well gamble on the lottery. You're exaggerating way too much. You are aware that it isn't spring break, right? Like, Mine and Star's spring break was a while ago. Like, almost an entire month ago. No, I'm not. You might be an incredibly talented player, but not everyone is. They work with statistics. What are the odds of a regular Joe going into a field making it as a professional? That's the kind of thing they have to think about. Whatever. Don't get mad at me. I'm not trying to convince you to take the offer. I'm just explaining what a teacher's rationale might be. You're not trying to convince me? That's a first. Even I have to accept when I'm beat. Trying to convince you to go to college is like talking to a door. There were nicer way to say that. I meant no offense, but you have to admit that you're absurdly stubborn. Sticking to your pre-established plans isn't being stubborn, it's... Wait, what the hell am I doing? Why am I arguing over this? This doesn't matter right now. Actually, forget it. Where's Keisuke? Did he go to the bathroom or something? Keikun? He's not coming today. He's not? Oh yeah, you wanted to talk to him. He did? What about? That much I don't know. Jeez, thank you so much for telling everyone, June. He said he had some work he needed to do over lunch, so he wouldn't be coming. He was on his way to the library when I went to fetch him. That's... No! Are you okay? Today officially sucks. No. That is not the look of someone who is okay. That much is for sure. Don't look so down. You can talk to him after class. No, I can't. If you refuse to come here today, right after the conversation Alexander had with me yesterday before taking him away, it's pretty obvious what happened. He's avoiding me. Oh god, is he going to avoid me until he finally breaks up with me? Or he's just going to ghost me forever? Won't I even have the chance to say goodbye? That's too cruel, Keisuke. Whoa, hey, what's going on? There's no need to cry. Yuichi, what's wrong? Shut up. You don't have to scream so the whole class can hear. Ugh, what a bunch of idiots. The last thing I need right now is for a ton of attention to be called to me. Though I'm lucky I caught myself when I did. I was about to break down in front of everyone. That was really dangerous. I think the lack of sleep is making me even more emotional than usual. I'm not really the type that cries at the drop of a hat. What the hell, me? Not knowing what else to say, and with no choice but to calm myself down right away before I ended up making even more of a scene, I sat down with the 3 dorketeers and began shoving food into my mouth as fast as I could. At least food makes me feel better. God, I can't let this become a habit. It would be a terrible coping mechanism. A few hours later... The bell rings, announcing the end of the day's last period. Those who are free immediately rush to their clubs or their homes after a few more words from our teacher. However, certain unlucky few have to hang around for a while longer to perform both bothersome, undesirable tasks. The daily cleanup. And now, today of all days, when I most want to rush out of this classroom and seek Keisuke out immediately, turn out to also be one of the days where I am chosen. If this is not the biggest middle finger from the universe, I don't know what else could qualify. Yo, what are you doing? Not now. I'm trying to get this done so I can leave soon. I can see that. Stop rushing. You're going to end up making more work for others. It's cleaning. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to... For fuck's sake! See, what did I tell you? While I was rushing to try and pick up the garbage bag after emptying the dust chute in it, I accidentally kneed the can and knocked it over, spilling out a bunch of dust, empty wrappers, plastic containers, cans, among other things. God damn it! I don't have time for this kind of thing. Hurry up. I'm just about done on my end too, and I am not picking up after the mess you made. Come on! A little help wouldn't hurt. Just grab the broom and wipe all this stuff back into the can. Stop being lazy. Yeah, I know this is my fault, but still, you could be nicer about it. Just hurry it up, Yuichi. I don't want to run the risk of Keisuke skipping out on practice to avoid me and then losing out on the chance to talk to him. It's not like he needs the club in the first place. He could get himself a private coach if he wanted to. Even after what happened with his family recently, I doubt they'd deny him something like that. If he really wants to avoid me, the only place where I have any chance of talking to him is at school, which means I really have to worry. There, I'm done. I'm going now. How are you done before? Hey, what? As soon as I'm done, I grab my bag and run out the door as fast as I can. One of the upsides of being fit is that, even after running all the way here in record time, I haven't even broken a sweat. Now, where's Keisuke? I don't see him anywhere around here. Although, getting here almost 20 minutes late means most guys have cleared off of the locker room by now. I should keep that in mind. That way, I won't have to keep huddling up against a corner to avoid seeing half-naked men. Still, focus, Yuichi. Focus. If he's not in here, he will either have already gotten changed and headed inside, or he'll have gone home. Which is it? Okay. Just look. Not here, not here, not there, right there. I might drive myself insane if I keep going like this, but screw it. Senpai? Ah! The sound of a voice calling out from behind me nearly gives me a heart attack, making me jump forward and nearly causing me to crash into a nearby bench. When I spin around to see who it was, I see Keisuke standing in front of me with the most bewildered look on his face, racket in his hand and a towel over his shoulder. Keisuke! At the risk of regretting asking in the first place, why are you running around like some kind of lunatic? You have a really deranged look on your face. I was looking for you! For me? Why would you ever need to look like a total nutcase while looking for me? I thought... What? Keisuke... Hey, what's going on here? Why are you crying all of a sudden? The feeling of relief I feel from having him standing in front of me right now, talking to me like nothing happened. It's so overwhelming that the tears begin to well up before I even know what's happening. God damn it, here. Keisuke throws something at me. It takes a moment for my brain to catch up and realize that he's just covered my head with his towel, obfuscating my vision. Come with me. He grabs me by the wrist, leading me away somewhere that I can't recognize. What's going on? We're in the locker room? Of course, I wasn't going to let you cry in the middle of the courts where everyone could see. You'd be teased relentlessly for that. Oh, that's nice of you. Seriously, Yuichi, what's the matter? I got so relieved when I saw you were still here. Huh? What's that supposed to mean? I can't say. You can't say? You break down in tears at the mere sight of me, and you can't even tell me what that was about. If he doesn't know what I'm talking about, that means Alexander hasn't said anything to him. If that's the case, me saying something now could actually be the catalyst that causes everything to come crashing down. Yuichi, I recognize that look on your face. What's going on in that pretty little head of yours? It's not... Don't tell me it's nothing when you basically burst into tears in public. Your eyes are crazy red. Yuichi! Okay, I'll tell you. Just don't use that tone with me, please. Then talk to me. What's going on? Are you okay? I'm... not really. I thought for sure you were avoiding me. Hang on. What? Why would you... Oh, wait a minute. Did Alex say something to you? What? Why would you think that... God damn it! So he did. What do you mean? Alex talked to me last night about you and me. Oh no. So he actually did talk to him. So I am screwed. But wait, Keisuke hung around even despite that? And he was also the one that talked to me first? Crap, now I'm all confused. Quit looking like you've seen a ghost. You shouldn't be surprised about that. What exactly did he say to you?
A lot of things, actually. He kept going on and on about it, too. I just wanted for it to end. The gist of it was that he noticed my bruise. Guess when you're paid to be thorough and observant, you get pretty good at it, huh? Either way, he told me that it was a mistake to trust you, that abusive people don't change, that I shouldn't subject myself to this. The list goes on.
Oh. And?
Are you seriously asking me that? I'm here, talking to you, aren't I?
But you didn't even consider it.
Of course not. Alex is nuts if he thought for a second that I'll go along with it in the first place. Like I'm going to ruin what I have with you because of something stupid like that. I just regret that I didn't think to ask him whether or not he'd said anything to you already. Whatever it is he did or said, you can ignore it. And I'm so sorry you had to go through that. You can be sure I'll chew him out for it later.
Don't call it that. Don't say that.
Huh? What? You don't want me to say something to him? I mean, you had a guy the size of a truck talking to you about something like this. You must have been scared, right?
I was, but that's not the point.
I'm afraid I don't follow.
Don't call what happened something stupid. That's not right.
Huh? But it was stupid.
No, it wasn't. I hit you. How could that ever be stupid?
It's not like I didn't deserve...
Stop. Stop saying you deserved it.
What? Yuichi, you...
Stop justifying it. It wasn't reason. There's nothing you could say that would have made you deserve what happened.
It's not that big a deal. You don't have to cry over it.
Keisuke reaches up, trying to touch my face with his right hand. I grab his wrist, not letting him go through with it.
Hey, what are you doing?
Listen to me.
I am listening to you. I just wanted to wipe the tears from your face.
You're not listening to me. You're making excuses and waving it off.
All right, I'll hear you out without making excuses. Can you let my hand go now?
Sorry.
And wipe your face. Your fur will get matted.
It was only a few tears. It's not like I'm actively crying.
Your fur will get stained regardless.
My tears are made of ink. Still, I do as he says, wiping my face on the cuff of my jacket. Man, I've nearly lost it 3 times already today. I'm way more sensitive than I thought. It's kind of scary.
So, what is it that you wanted to say?
You should make excuses for me. What I did was unacceptable. I never should have laid my hands on you like that. And yeah, maybe the way that Alexander talked to me about it was scary, but he shocked me awake. I was content to just let it slide because it was better than feeling bad about it, but that's not right.
But it's not like it was a big deal. I was being a jerk to you for no reason, and you snapped me out of it.
There are better ways to do that than clocking someone in the face.
None that are as fast or efficient.
Seriously? Are we actually talking about efficiency here? I get that you have a hard time not being practical sometimes, but it's really shocking that you'd be okay with this.
What do you want me to say? It's not like this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. It's not even in the top 10.
Of course. He was raised for years in a place that, from what I've been told, seems to have been pretty abusive. Even if he's never gotten as far as being physically hurt, he's probably used to this kind of thing. Which is terrible. Keisuke, that is not okay. Well-adjusted people in healthy relationships don't hit each other. It's not like we've ever given Sai-san any grief for it, so why are we drawing the line here? That is an excellent question, actually. First of all, neither of us is dating Sai. The level of broken trust between being hit by someone you're dating and someone you're not are very different.
And that's a flimsy
But I keep him from interrupting me, wanting to at least finish my thoughts before he somehow finds another excuse to hop onto. Maybe we shouldn't accept it from her either.
Really? I still find this whole thing silly. Sai-san never really hits us that hard, and she usually only does it when we insult her or get on her case. Either way, I don't mind it.
So you're okay with getting hit because of something you said? You're okay having to walk around eggshells with someone never knowing when they'll blow up at you?
That's not what I meant.
Besides, what if we flip the script here? What if it had been me that said something insensitive? Does this mean you would think it's okay to hit me?
What? No, never.
So why is it okay for me to do it?
I hadn't really thought of it like that.
Maybe that's the problem. Tell me, why is it you say you'd never hit me?
Isn't it obvious? It's because I care about you. I never want to hurt... Oh.
Right? Good. Now it feels like we're getting somewhere. I appreciate that you care about me that much, but shouldn't the same go for me? Why do I get different standards applied to me?
I don't know. I guess I'm just okay with it. I don't really care if you do it to me, but I know you'd care if I did it to you.
That's not good, though. Please listen to yourself. You have to know just how bad that sounds.
I guess.
I was hoping for a little more of an emphatic agreement here, but baby steps, I guess. Besides, I don't want you to have that little voice in the back of your head telling you to be careful about what you say around me from now on.
To be fair, I have that little voice around everyone.
Sure, but do you usually have to worry about being hurt if you say the wrong thing around people? Better yet, around the people you trust?
I do around Saya-san, but I'm guessing you're going to say that that's bad too.
Yeah. Sai really wouldn't be the right person to go to it for advice on this.
I suppose.
You should never say that it's okay that I hit you or that you deserve to get hit. No one ever deserves to get hit. And yes, before you try to come at me with some excuse, with some kind of, well, actually, argument, of course there are exceptions, but unless you're being violent or threatening someone, you shouldn't get hit.
You know me scarily well. I was about to say that, yeah.
You're argumentative to a fault. It wasn't exactly hard to guess that you tried to disagree with me on that. Keisuke, I don't ever want you to accept that sort of thing. For me or anyone, you shouldn't be okay with getting hit.
So, what? What do you want me to say here? Do you want me to say that what you've done is unforgivable and that I'm breaking up with you? What exactly do you expect to come out of this conversation?
Of course I don't want that, but if... God, this is hard to say. But it needs to be said. I can't just think of what I want or what's best for me. I need to be honest. That's the only way I'll ever be able to live with myself. If you think that's what you have to do, then that's probably a good sign that you should.
I don't want that.
He answered so fast. I didn't realize how much of a relief it would be to have him answer it like that. He didn't even bat an eye. Does that mean you think you can forgive me?
I want to say that there's nothing to forgive, but I'm pretty sure you'll be mad at me if I say that.
Little bit.
Look, Yuichi, I don't know. I don't really get this stuff. This isn't something I've ever had to think about before. I thought it was pretty normal. I've gotten hit lots of times by my personal tutors for being getting answers wrong. Granted, it was being hit with a wooden stick or a Harrison, not being punched.
That's horrible.
Not really. It taught me a thing or two about respect. You can't just say whatever you want to people and expect to get no retribution. The one that did it the most was my violin instructor. She would slap my hands with wooden sticks whenever I got something egregiously wrong. As far as I know, my father went through the same thing when he played piano.
I know our upbringings were very different, but I never thought it could be this bad. To be hit a bunch and have it be called discipline? I don't even know what to think. That's awful. That's inexcusable. It makes me sick. And the fact that I'm also someone who hit him for saying something I didn't like to hear also makes me sick.
Please don't look at me like that. I didn't say this to you so you could feel sorry for me. My point is just that I don't really know what you want here. You say that this kind of thing is bad and wrong, but I never really thought about it like that. It's normal to me. Of course, I would never want to hit someone myself, but I'm used to it happening to me. I've been told over and over that if it happens, it's because I did something to deserve it. So when you hit me, it was like a shock to my system. It made me stop and think about what I was doing and why it was wrong. When I realized, my first thought was, yeah, of course, no wonder this happened.
With that in mind, I can see how he'd turn out like that. But at the end of the day, it's still so sad that he was basically trained into accepting this kind of thing. It makes me sad to think of little child Keisuke having to go through that all alone. In a house that he's not comfortable with, and surrounded by people he can't trust. It's heartbreaking to think about.
You're looking at me like that again.
Sorry.
If you say that this is wrong and that it shouldn't happen, if you're this serious about it, then I have no choice but to believe you. But even then, I don't really know what to feel about what happened right this moment. I can't say that I'm mad at you or that I will struggle to forgive it. I would be lying to you if I did that, and that's not something I want to do. But I'll think about it. There's nothing more I can offer, though. I don't know what I can tell you to make you feel better about what happened.
It's not your job to make me feel better about what happened. I'm the one who messed up. It's not the victim's job to make their assailant feel better.
Ugh, please don't refer to us like that. It makes my skin crawl.
Noted. Keisuke takes a deep breath, leaning his back against a nearby locker and exhaling. With the tension slowly leaving my body, my legs begin to wobble more and more. I eventually sit down at a bench to avoid falling on my ass. The two of us hang around in this kind of uncertain limbo, neither of us saying anything for what feels like several minutes at first. Eventually, Keisuke clears his throat, drawing my attention back to him.
So, where does that leave us?
I don't know.
Do you think we should break up?
I wouldn't want that, no.
But you still maintain that what you did was awful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay?
We'll just have to feel out from where we go from here. Nothing else we can do about it.
So, you trust me. You trust me to never do something like that again.
If you say you won't, then I believe you.
Well, sure, but I don't think I've ever given you reason to believe I would do it the first time I did. And I still ended up hitting you.
That is true.
I don't want expect you to make this kind of decision lightly.
You say that, but at the same time, it feels like you're telling me what I should be feeling.
Sorry.
Who knows? Maybe I am wrong. I guess if both you and Alex are saying the same thing, then it's bound to be true. Actually, now that I think about it, I never did get hit by any instructors or anyone else when Alex was around. It always happened when he wasn't nearby. Maybe that's why it became a lot less frequent after he got hired.
Hooray for that.
Either way, I'll have a lot to think through, but I still think things should stay as they are between us.
You sure?
Yeah, I don't want to ruin our relationship just because of it. And you looked pretty horrified about it ever since it happened. Hell, you went through this much trouble just to convince me that you were in the wrong. I don't think you'd do that if you were the kind of person who'd want to hit me again.
Of course I don't want to do that.
Great. Then we're good.
You being so casual about this makes me worry that the full gravity of our conversation didn't stick.
It did stick, and please don't try to say the whole thing to me again. I already had to hear an earful from Alex going on and on about it. I will leave you alone in this locker room and go practice.
Fair.
How about this? I was taught a good bit of self-defense from Alex for a few years. If you ever try to hit me again, I'm pretty confident I could beat the crap out of you. Would that work?
Oh, sure. That sounds great. Oh no. Am I going to have to be the one scared from now on?
God, please don't look like that. I'm obviously joking.
Not a good joke.
I disagree. It was hilarious. And you had it coming. And don't you dare get on my case for saying so.
I wasn't about to.
Good boy.
Ugh, don't call me that. It's demeaning.
Alright, I won't do that anymore.
This whole thing is so weird. This is not the kind of conversation I've ever thought I would have, but it feels so good for having had it. Not that it completely fixes all my concerns, but I don't think I can take much more of it right now. Man, now that all that dread and panic I was feeling since yesterday is going away, I'm starting to feel really zonked out.
How come?
I didn't sleep at all last night? Yeah. What? You never messaged me after you left, and I was terrified that Alex was talking to you. I thought for sure you'd break up with me.
You give me way too little credit.
No, I'm just actually aware of the severity of the situation. Not that I can say that out loud.
I meant to text you last night. I really did, but as soon as we got to Alex's place, he started lecturing to me about you. By the time we were done, it was already past 1 a.m. My phone was dead. He didn't have any charger compatible with it, and there was no store open where I could buy one.
1 a.m.? The sun hadn't even finished setting when you guys left.
Now do you understand what I meant when I said he kept going on and on about it?
Jesus, I get that the situation was bad, but this is so excessive. I know he was just doing his job, but damn.
Tell me about it. My phone is still out of battery. To tell the truth, I was going to pretend like that conversation never happened and ask to spend the night at your place again. I'd be able to charge my phone there.
Really? You want me for my charger? That's cold.
Really not what you should be focusing on here.
Right, sorry.
My point is that I wanted to spend time with you. I didn't want you to know what Alex said to me, since I knew that would just make you feel even more guilty.
Didn't you just say not 5 minutes ago that you didn't want me to lie that you didn't want to lie to me?
A lie of omission is not a lie.
Yes, it is. It's in the name. Lie of omission.
I refuse.
You can't refuse a fact.
Ugh.
Oh, wow. I'm actually factually correct in an argument with Keisuke? This is rare. I've got to make sure I savor this moment for as long as I can.
Wipe that smug grin off your face. No one likes a gloater.
Disagree.
Ugh, you're an idiot.
And you like me. What does that say about you?
That I could do better?
What? That was uncalled for.
You poke the hornet's nest, you get stung. That's basic knowledge, my friend.
What did you just say about gloating?
That it's cool and I should totally do it.
I hate you.
No, you don't.
You have not heard the last from me yet, Keisuke Urushihara. I will have my revenge.
Anyway, I guess my point before getting sidetracked was that I want to spend the night at your place. Is that okay?
Of course it's okay. You don't even have to ask.
Of course I do. It's a polite thing to do.
What about Alexander, though? Will he let you?
Let me? I'm his boss, not the other way around. He doesn't tell me what to do. If I tell him that I trust you and that he's not allowed to say or do anything to you about it anymore, he's got no choice but to oblige. Yeah.
I don't think the guy who showed up in the middle of a suspension to escort you to school and threaten me is going to care all that much about being ordered not to do his job. Maybe, just maybe, we might want to think this through a little bit more.
Huh? Wait, how come?
I don't want to just come out and say that his plan is naive, but his plan is naive. Maybe we could convince him that I'm safe. Maybe that would work better.
Really? That's your bright idea? You are so naive.
Excuse you, it's better than just hoping he'll forgive and forget.
Oh, trust me, he won't forgive and forget. He probably won't trust you for a good long while. It's all good, though. You don't have to worry about it.
That is a very strange definition of good you have there. Time to start worrying about a potential knife finding its way to my back when I'm not looking.
Don't be overdramatic. You would never do that.
Sure, after what happened to my shoulder, I totally believe that. Your shoulder? Aw, crap. Alexander didn't tell him that part, did he? Why did you get quiet all of a sudden? What's this about your shoulder? It's, you see, the thing about shoulders is that... None of that! Don't you start trying to talk circles around me. Just spill. Well, Alex might have hurt my shoulder a little bit when he gave me that talk. He did what? I'm cramming my foot farther and farther down the hole, aren't I? It wasn't too bad. He just gripped it really tight. Kind of punctured the skin a little bit with his claws. There was minimal bleeding. Bleeding? Show me. It's cool. You can't even see it anymore. Like I said, it wasn't anything too serious. It just stung a bit and kind of stained my shirt. Wait. You had put your school jacket on by the time I'd left the shower yesterday. Was that? Yeah, I didn't want you to see the stains on my shirt. Not only would you worry, there would also be no way for me to explain that without telling you about Alexander. I'll need to have a really serious conversation with Alex as soon as we leave school today. Whoa, let's not be hasty. You're fine. You're not going to get in trouble for telling on him or anything. Are you sure about that? Because up until now, you didn't think he'd do anything to hurt me either. Come on, let's get you out of here. Out of here? Yeah, you're exhausted, aren't you? You said it yourself that you got no sleep last night. Let's get you home before you end up getting sick or something. I'm okay. Besides, you can't miss practice just because of me. Oh, why not? As far as I'm concerned, making sure you're taking care of yourself is more important than a day's practice. Not to mention that Alex would never foresee my skipping practice for any reason. If you're so worried about facing him, leaving now would be the best way to avoid him, wouldn't you agree? Okay. That actually makes sense now that I think about it. Wouldn't he be upset that you left school without telling him? Oh, please, I slip away from him all the time, remember? And he gets on your case for doing it each and every time. You used to pay him for having to put up with you doing that. Ugh, never mind, I'm too exhausted to care. Okay, I don't think I'm in a position to argue. Good. Come on, you can lean on me for support if you need to. I'm tired, not hurt or sick. Well, I've never had to care for someone before. I'm not familiar with the protocol. There's no protocol to this, you dummy. Stop saying weird things. Dummy, huh? So I'm going to call you something actually bad for not knowing something. You're still trying your best. How thoughtful of you. Now, if you could be so kind as to give me a minute, I'm going to head back inside to grab my things and let them know I'll be leaving early today to help you out. Please don't tell Saichan. She'd probably head outside to nag me about not sleeping last night or something. I wasn't planning to. I'll be right back. I watch silently as Keisuke walks out of the locker room. As soon as he leaves, all the conflicting emotions that I've been feeling since yesterday come back to hit me in full force, leaving me glad that I'm already sitting down. In particular, the exhaustion catches up to me right away. I guess I've been so worried all day that I didn't have the time to feel properly tired. Still, I don't even care. I'd rather feel all woozy than have to worry for even a second more about what's going to happen to us. It's such a relief to know I didn't screw things up beyond fixing. Not that I'm completely out of the woods yet. No matter what Keisuke says, I don't know if I'd buy that Alexander won't be a problem going forward. The dude really doesn't like me much right now. Not that I blame him. In fact, he's probably 100% right, at least from his point of view. I'll just have to do better and prove to him that I do deserve his trust. Just got to hope he doesn't kill me before then. A few minutes later, walking home under the sun's rays, matching the hare's step as we walk side by side, I feel a confusing mix of emotions. I feel bad for making Keisuke walk me home and miss out on training, but I also feel happy to have him right next to me again. I feel relieved to not have Alexander anywhere nearby, but I also feel guilty for thinking that. I'm happy that Keisuke chose to forgive me, but a certain part of me doesn't think he should have. In fact, if any friend of mine came to me and told me about this exact situation, I'd have been very insistent that the person in question not be forgiven. So now that I'm standing in the seat of the guilty party, it feels really strange. I'm happy to be forgiven, but it's a complicated emotion. Sorry. What for? Just in general. In that case, you're welcome. In general. Thank you. You're pretty gracious sometimes. Sometimes I like to think I'm gracious most of the time. You certainly don't gloat half as much as some people I know, that's for sure. It wouldn't be a good look. But you don't need to thank me. I don't? Not really. I think we're past that point. Hang on, I'm gonna, adjust myself. Past the point of saying thank you? Yeah, look at our relationship. You're my boyfriend, and before that, you're one of my closest friends. It's normal for us to do things for each other. You don't have to thank me for each and every single thing. You still thank me, though. Quite often, actually. I know. But I'm just being mindful of other people's points of view. Just because I believe in one thing doesn't mean others will agree with me. If I didn't say thank you, most people would call me rude. Huh, that's an interesting point of view, I guess. Never really thought of something like that. I've always been raised to say please and thank you. And the idea of not saying it kind of makes me feel itchy, but I guess I can imagine how others might disagree. If you're constantly hanging out with someone and doing things for someone else, I guess you'd end up saying those words a lot. Still, I understand, but I think it'll pass. I think I'll pass. It would make me pretty uncomfortable to not say it.
That's quite alright. Like I said, you don't need to, but I'm not stopping you.
Sorry, you don't have to keep saying it if you don't want to. I don't want to be a bother or anything.
Don't be silly, Yuichi.
Keisuke leans closer to me until our shoulders end up touching. Don't even react when I feel his soft fingers brushing against the back of my arm. I pull my hand out of my pocket. The hair immediately begins tracking the back of my hand with the tips of his fingers. Keisuke's hand, despite his years of practice and overall fitness, is still quite soft and comfortable. The tips of his fingers, slightly calloused from his guitar practice, play with mine, playfully and gently pulling on each of one of my fingers. Finally, he touches his palm to mine, interlocking our fingers together and squeezing my hand. You sure about this? You might get seen.
It's not like there are a lot of people around. Not that I would care if there were. I don't really care about someone seeing me.
Keisuke can be so sweet sometimes. My chest feels warm and fuzzy as I squeeze back. I don't know if it's from the happiness of not having lost him, or from being too tired to care, but I think that being seen walking around like this is more than worth it if it allows me to hold hands with Keisuke on my way home. Heh, holding hands on the way home. That's such a cliched thing to think about. When did I turn into this kind of sappy guy? That's so weird.
Of course, we are walking into your neighborhood, so I'd understand if you'd rather not risk it.
No. You're asking me that after grabbing my hand?
I couldn't resist. It just felt natural.
I'm okay with this. Your hand is pretty nice to hold. It's surprisingly soft.
Yours is the one that is surprising. You're way more muscular than I am, yet your hand and fur are softer than mine.
It's a curse. I've been called girly a few times because of it.
People must be thinking of a very butch girl if that's the case.
I'm talking about my face, not the rest of me.
I know that. I'm merely teasing. Sure that your face is quite delicate, but I like it. You're very pretty.
Jeez, don't say things like that out of nowhere. It's embarrassing.
I'm not apologizing for speaking the truth, but I'll keep that in mind. Maybe, possibly, not likely.
I actually are going to leave off soon for core progressions. Just say no like a normal person, sheesh.
Normal? What about me and my life is normal?
You know what? That's a fair point. Yeah, Keisuke is as abnormal as can be. So weird to think about how I not only know that, but am actually dating an uber-rich person.
I'm not the one that's rich, and I won't be keeping my status for long, if I have any say in the matter. I already wish to leave the family even before the most recent events.
Sorry for it though. Well, she's asleep right now. Can I wake her up? Yeah, sorry for bringing that up.
It's alright. You're not the one I'm angry at, and ignoring my problems will do me no good. I'll just count my blessings that they've stayed quiet these past few days. At least I got to enjoy spending time with you.
Maybe they know that if they pressure you too much, you'll end up running away even if you don't have the financial means to support yourself?
It is something I've considered.
Wait, really?
Yes. I've tried asking Alex for his assessment on how I'd handle living alone and working part-time while studying.
What did he say?
He laughed.
Ouch, that sounds a bit harsh.
Let's be honest, I barely know how to behave when walking into a store by myself. How would I properly deal with being forced to work? I don't even know how to handle money properly.
That's also true. You have absolutely no sense of value when it comes to money. I can imagine him going to one of his usual stores and blowing his entire month's wage in a single sitting. That's downright scary to think about.
Still, I like to think that I'm getting better. Actually, maybe you could teach me how to do household chores while I'm staying with you.
You want me to teach you how to do chores?
Of course, what's the harm in that? Surely it couldn't be that hard.
You couldn't figure out how to work the washing machine 2 nights ago. I'm not exactly hopeful. Still, that'd be pretty mean to say out loud. Keisuke is my boyfriend, so the least I can do is to show him the ropes. So I knew how to do everything on my own when I was younger either. In fact, I basically went through a trial by fire once Dad died and Mom started working full-time again. Sure, I guess it wouldn't hurt to give it a shot. After I sleep, though.
Of course. I imagined you'd pass out right away once we've arrived.
I probably will, yeah. Sorry to leave you alone in the house.
That's quite alright. I'll do my homework, study a little bit, and otherwise entertain myself with my phone.
You can use my computer, too. I told you it doesn't have a password.
Right, of course, so long as I have permission.
Of course you do. It's not like you need to get my permission each and every time you want to use it. A few minutes later, after a little while longer of walking whilst chatting and about nothing in particular, we finally get to my house. I'm almost desperate when I climb the stairs, wanting to get to my room as soon as possible. The moment I lay eyes on my bed, my greatest desire is to throw myself on top of it and pass out. Which is exactly what I do.
You might want to at least get changed before you go to sleep. You shouldn't wear your uniform for too long.
So soft.
Are you even listening?
I am. It's just, the bed is such a strong gravitational pull.
When did the bed turn into a planet?
My small, fluffy planet.
Your brain's turned to mush, huh?
At least he's wearing underwear. While I'm laying on my side in bed, I leisurely watch Keisuke nearly putting his bags away, opening one of them to grab a change of clothes. Yeah, I'm going to pull up the sensor because I don't trust it. Even when he begins to get changed, I don't look away. Maybe I'm too tired to get embarrassed. Maybe I've just gotten used to it. Someone's watching me pretty intently. I don't know I'm supposed to look away. You are getting changed in my room after all. I think I can look if I want to.
I'm not complaining. Feel free to look if you so desire.
You look pretty good.
This coming from the guy whose brain overheated from seeing me shirtless just a week ago.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm growing up.
I suppose that's one way to put it. Now come on and get out of that bed. At least get changed before you sleep. You're going to wrinkle your uniform.
No! It's so comfortable here.
Seriously, Yuichi, it won't take you 5 minutes. Just take your uniform off, get changed, and put the folded clothes away.
You're not folding your clothes.
Oh! Oh, right.
What's with the shock?
I'm too used to having them folded for me. I was going to leave them as they were and forget it.
Yep, I have no hopes for you when it comes to learning to do chores after all. Okay, fine, you don't need to nag so much. I get up from the bed, undressing myself as quickly as I can, while, from the corner of my eye, watching Keisuke fold up his tennis clothes, followed by pulling his uniform out of his bag and folding it up as well. There, much better.
Great, now you just need to
Nope. Bed flop.
Are you a child?
But it's so soft.
Fine, sleep in your undies. I'm not going to complain about the eye candy.
Great, because I'm not getting up again.
Sleep well, Yuichi.
Keisuke walks up to my bed, grabbing the clothes I haphazardly threw on the floor and beginning to fold them as well. Last thing I remember before falling asleep is the sight of him putting them away in my closet and grabbing his own change of clothes. And we're going to leave off here tonight. It's actually going to take me a few minutes to get everything set up. But if you want to stick around for the chord progression stream, then do that. If not, stay safe, have a good night, and I will see you all tomorrow.